Reggie Evans used to grab nuts during his career?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Let's find out in today's video as we count down 5 embarrassing things that have happened to NBA players. We've all been there and it's terribly uncomfortable. A situation where someone says or does something highly inappropriate without thinking, and what results is dead silence. This is the type of silence that makes one want to sink out of their chair, teleport themselves to another dimension, or jump into a DeLorean and go back in time. Anything to avoid the utter discomfort of finding themselves in an awkward moment. No amount of forced chuckles or subject changing can save one from a humiliating awkward moment, and you basically have to swallow the bitter pill and move on. It's a different story when you're in sports and awkward moments take place. On live TV, there are cameras capturing the moment as it unfolds for live television, and unfortunately it's unscripted and there are no takebacks or do-overs. The athletes and coaches will never be able to escape the embarrassment of an awkward incident that likely becomes immortalized on YouTube and relieved for years to come. So here are some noteworthy examples of some of the most painfully embarrassing moments that the NBA has ever captured. We dare you to get through this list without wincing. At number 5, Iverson and Webber no-show before the tip-off. No matter how good we are at our jobs, if we no-show without a good reason, you better believe that there will be severe consequences. Productivity comes to a halt and everyone else has to pick up the slack on top of their own duties, making it a tense environment for everyone involved. Add some cameras and reporters into the mix and the tardiness is magnified into a media disaster. That's what happened in 2006 when Philadelphia 76ers coach Maurice Cheeks was gobsmacked by news that his 2-star players weren't at the arena to play that night's game 55 minutes before tip-off. Maurice Cheeks had just finished calling Allen Iverson the ultimate gamer during an interview when a reporter informed him that neither Iverson or Chris Webber had arrived yet to the arena, like the poor guy was just complimenting them and heard the news that they were being lazy and not coming to the arena. So then Cheeks went to the locker room to see for himself, and sure enough, it was true. Coach Cheeks then returned to inform the reporters that neither of his 2 stars would be playing tonight. Ouch, that must have hurt. When asked if he was disappointed in his players, Cheeks responded, quote, "I'm done, man," and then exited the interview. Yeesh. At number 4, Tim Duncan ejected by NBA ref Joey Crawford for laughing? Retired NBA official Joey Crawford had long carried a reputation as a no-nonsense referee that would not tolerate players complaining and questioning his calls. He also had a confusing beef with one of NBA history's greatest power forwards, Tim Duncan. So much so that he famously ejected Duncan merely for laughing on the bench in one of the most head-scratching, bizarre sports incidents caught on camera. Wait, what? He was not even on the court? Why?
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
It was during a regular season game in 2007 when Joey Crawford gave the Spurs franchise player back-to-back technical fouls simply because he was laughing on the bench during a game against the Dallas Mavericks. Quote, "just laughing." To make matters worse, he even challenged Tim Duncan to a fight if he had a problem with the decision. Yes, a tiny 6-year-old ref threatened the 7-foot Tim Duncan with fisticuffs. Though Duncan was the one ejected, thankfully Crawford was suspended by the league for the rest of the season and was asked to spend his time away from officiating to see a sports psychologist to work out his temper issues. At number 3, Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech. It goes without saying that Michael Jordan is the GOAT when it comes to the game of basketball. MJ's illustrious career, filled with numerous accolades and championship rings, has proven that his induction into the Hall of Fame was an absolute no-brainer. In 2009, Jordan had finally reached the zenith of his profession by being enshrined into the NBA Hall of Fame, a great time for his fans even. He was also given the stage to conduct an acceptance speech worthy of his greatness, and boy did he deliver. Not to show any appreciation or humbleness to his fans, but instead Jordan used the platform afforded to him to bring up a laundry list of all people in his life that have ever wronged him, even those who were instrumental to his success. Like, come on man, why? With tears in his eyes, Jordan called out to all his doubters in his life, going so far as to calling out people from way behind in the past, like his high school coach, Pop Herring, even though he didn't do much, but Jordan didn't actually stop publicly berating him. The entire speech came off hysterically petty, and he had his peers squirming in their seats. No doubt Jordan was a good player, and also a good man, but that's not the place to do something like that. I mean, like, sure, you want to do it, but at least show some appreciation, but my man said, nah. It must have been pretty embarrassing for Jordan after realizing what he did. At number 2, Reggie Evans grabs Kamen's nuts. If you're playing in the NBA, you're playing amongst the world's biggest and strongest ball players. See what I did there? So you need to do whatever you can to gain an advantage when it comes to boxing out to grab rebounds or getting favorable positioning in the paint. Some crafty players have gotten away with elbows and tugging on other players' shorts, but grabbing a player's junk, that may be taking things a bit too far. That's what power forward Reggie Evans did to center Chris Kaman in a 2006 incident, which resulted in Kaman getting a flagrant foul for shoving Evans. When given a chance to comment about it after the game, Kaman stated, quote, "He grabbed my nuts. This dude reached from behind me, grabbed my nuts, and pulled them back towards him. He tried to rip them off, basically. I couldn't believe it." Reggie Evans would have to pay a $10,000 fine and was assessed a flagrant 2 foul. After explaining the situation to the refs, one referee stated that he would have knocked him out if it had been him who was violated. Fortunately for the rest of the NBA, Reggie Evans is no longer in the league, so players can rest easy knowing their testicles will be safe. And at number 1, Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy in the most awkward interview ever.
And how do you know it's true?
I was told it was true by people in our management. So, you know, right from the top. So.
What did management tell you? Are they going to stand behind?
They haven't told me anything, and they don't need to. I mean, I'm the coach right now, and, you know.
What?
There are brutally cringeworthy moments, and then there are moments that are so awkwardly painful that perhaps death would be the sweetest escape. That's probably what Stan Van Gundy felt in one of the most awkward sports interviews of all time. Van Gundy talked candidly to reporters about Dwight Howard and how he is certain that Howard wants him fired mere seconds before Howard would appear on camera with his coach, all smiles and totally oblivious to what was being discussed. The horribly awkward moment speaks for itself. Van Gundy, who was butting heads with both Howard and the front office over his coaching out and role, felt the writing was on the wall for his tenure in Orlando and explained to reporters that he felt that Howard wanted him gone. Van Gundy was powerfully forthright in this no BS interview when all of a sudden, speak of the devil, Dwight Howard appears and puts his arm around the coach, playfully jibing with a big smile on his face. Van Gundy would quickly change subjects and slip out of the interview, probably to go find a gun and contemplate this being the end. Reporters then turned their attention to Dwight to ask him if it was true that he wanted Van Gundy fired. Dwight was taken aback by the questions and uncomfortably denied everything. Obviously, both Howard and Van Gundy would be gone from the Magic later that year, and this nauseatingly hard-to-watch interview puts a fitting cap on their stint. I am cringing so hard after watching this, like, what the heck, man? Are you for real? Alright guys, that's it for today. Let us know which event on this list made you cringe the hardest in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this video of Triple Double Nation, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time.